Hey, welcome everyone to Wizards Outlook. We got Cardell Dudley Jr. joining us live from Capital One as the Washington Wizards open their preseason a little bit later than other folks. As we saw Toronto coming into this one, having played several preseason games already. But for Washington, we saw them rally from 16 down. It looked for a second there like they completed the rally. And then just a very well called play, out of bounds play by the Raptors as Big Brother SARS. I know he gets to love that for the rest of the year. As far as the family goes, little bragging rights in the preseason as the Raptors beat the Wizards 113 to 112. Cardell, your thoughts on, again, just the very first outing for the 2025-2026 Washington Wizards?
Yeah, man. It just what beat the Wizards, to be honest, is just turnovers, which is to be expected. This is their first preseason game. This is the Raptors' third. No, their fourth. They came in 2-1, so this is their fourth game actually. Um, they turned the ball over 14 times in the first half, 19 total overall, and the Raptors scored 26 points off of those turnovers. That hurt the Wizards tremendously. The problem was the only difference is the Raptors didn't shoot the ball well themselves. They shot 33%, 28% from deep. They made up for it at the free throw line. They made 27 to 30. So that kind of tells you how the night when there was a lot of physical play. A lot of just rustiness with guys. Trying to get after it with the Wizards trying to match the physicality and the intensity and the length and athleticism, as well as the versatility of the Raptors. They come in waves, man, and they made it a point to kind of attack. They made it a point to try to attack the Wizards point guards. Like they put Scotty Barnes on Bud, and just to wear him down. When the primary ball handlers tried to get up court or whatnot, they came with a blindside trap, which threw a lot of the Wizards' young guards off, not CJ McCollum necessarily. And they came with length. It wasn't just like two short guards where they could easily pass over. They came with length. And then the thing that made me laugh already is, how they talk about the pace of the game, getting out and running. Well, every time the Wizards try to make a miss, they try to run out and they got their back turned and they would try to get a quick outlet pass. The Raptors was jumping. Whoever was the closest Raptors defender, they was jumping at immediately like a DB, trying to get them, like trying to get the steal, like a DB trying to get an interception. They jumping at, and they either resulted in a turnover, deflection, or it made the Wizards have to pick up their ball and like slow them up so the Raptors can get back on defense. Now you're going against five instead of trying to beat them with numbers, man. I like the adjustment, man. It's something the Wizards got to try to adapt to. During the media study, during training camp, they was talking about going fast, going fast, going fast. It's hard to do that when the defense jam you. They jam you with size and length and everything like that. So that's what disrupted Wizards. But nonetheless, in the second half, they battled back. The young guys, as you expect in the preseason, especially late in the game, the guys that are fighting for roster spots, the two-way guys, the guys that's in the G League or whatnot, they're fighting. They battled. It looked like the young rookie Will Riley hit some clutch free throws. Man, shout out to him, man. He made some winning plays. I was hoping they would put the ball in his hands because he's making some smart reads, smart plays down the stretch that allowed them to keep chipping away and be in position for him to get fouled and make those free throws. But again, defense. Got to look at the play again, but it broke down. They gave up that big play. Jared Roden, from a Seton Hall guard, threw a lob play from out of bounds. And Olivia saw big brother Alex Sarge went up and hit the game winner, ran down court, stared at his brother, was talking trash. It was funny, but all in all, man, it was a very good game for the preseason, man. You know what I mean? And for the Wizards side, since we're covering the Wizards, it lets them know they got a lot of work to do. And but the other addition that I like with CJ McCollum and Chris Middleton, boys, and to know how to control the pace of the game that they bring to this team. Lord, like, don't get it twisted. They weren't the ones turning the ball over like that. It was the young boys because it's their first time. Like you saw Trey Johnson, he looked overwhelmed with that size. He saw some of Scotty Barnes, he saw some of Jamal Shea, and he saw what's my man from Kansas, yeah, from Kansas. Yeah, saw it. They all up. As soon as he turned it, when I mean catch the ball and they jam you, I'm not talking about you got time to try to no. As soon as they catch the ball and turn their head, it's right there. It's like, oh, yeah. And you can tell he's not used to it. It took him a while to get adjusted. As the game went along, you saw him get more and more comfortable, making sure I'm talking about Trey Johnson. Yeah, man, it's an adjustment, man. I thought Keyshawn, showed some signs. You could tell the work he's been doing with older, honestly, throughout the summer, low key, but especially throughout training camp that we've seen working with Chris Middleton, you can see it rubbing off greatly because you can see how he's making the same reads that Chris Middleton was making. They both combined for, I believe, about 8 assists. That's pivotal coming from your wing. So when they jamming the point guards like that, the wings can come up and come down and initiate the offense. So, look, it was, all in all, I like the showing. I like that they competed, that they didn't quit, especially with, the head coach keeps trying to get everybody in as much as possible, get some minutes, get to show what they can do. But I think the young guys, as confident as they are, they see that, yeah, we got some work to do, man. The vets came right in and they did what they do. Also, Alex Sarr, he definitely put work in where he was finishing strong inside tonight. Last year, he would have shot away from that. And even Boot to a certain point. Tristan Vucevic, he did the same thing, man. So you can tell they worked. They got stronger over the all season, man. They didn't hesitate, especially Sarr. Obviously, I know he's motivated playing against Big Bro, but he didn't hesitate. He was going in there strong and he was finishing, man. So, and to see him already kind of playing like that, coming off that cash string, yeah, it's encouraging, man. So, that's it, man. It was mainly the turnovers. They shot a better percentage, honestly, across the board outside the free throws, but they made 6 more because they got some line for 41 times. A big part of that was in that fourth quarter run when they came back. But they all rebounded them, 63 to 59. The assists were about equal. The turnovers the same. They killed them, and they lost by a game-winning buzzer beater from a lob play out of bounds, man. So, like I said, man, they're talented. They just clean things up, man, and just play smart. Like, it's a preseason. Ain't nobody about to be overreact, man. But you want to see steps in the right direction, getting ready as you ramp up more and more as you get ready for the regular season, man. You see the good and you see the bad. Man. And turnovers were a problem last year. That's something that they're going to have to clean up, right away. Because now the Raptors, with the way the style that they play, they've established a blueprint. That other teams are trying to mimic, especially the Knicks, I'm pretty sure. They're at home probably watching a little bit, not too much in between watching football when that's preseason. It ain't that dire yet. But, you're gonna see what the Wizards made of, man. I'm excited to see how the young guys bounce back and then play as well as they would and wanted to. How they play in New York tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. I'm looking forward to seeing how they respond because, again, it's their first preseason game. Like you said, there's no reason to overreact about, honestly, just anything. And some of the players, the guys that are technically sophomores this year, we saw that in Summer League too. They look like they took the steps we needed to see. But Toronto, I think the tweet that you tweeted all game, the one about the Raptors somehow finding a way to be even more athletic and knowing defensively is nuts. Because it's death taxes in there, the ball pressure, man. Like, it's crazy.
That's why I wish people you got to see it. You got seeing it on TV ain't the same. You got to see it live. You got to come to the game. If you're look, it's real life stuff going on. I get it, but if you can get to an arena and see it up close, to see it, and the length that they had, like plus Scotty ran up on them with 94 feet the entire game. All the guards. It wasn't just Bug. It was CJ. It was Trey. He let's do it. And then you turn the corner, you like behind you 6'5" right there, waiting on you, man. You got RJ Barrett jamming you and stuff like that. That's 6'7", 6'5", and you got the 6'9" dude at the top of it. Then you got Olivia Sarr, who's 6'11", 7 feet in the back. Man, you know what I'm saying? Here's my man, Sandro. I'm not even about to try to pronounce his name. We gonna call him Sandro.
We all know who he's talking about.
Yeah. He looks smaller because the other guys are long and time, but he's 6'9", 250. Ain't can move. You feel them? Like they got a bunch of 6'8", 6'9" dudes that can move with length, athleticism, toughness, IQ, and they swarm. So that's what people don't understand. Why y'all always talking about the wing? You hear people drag time. Why y'all always hyping up the wingspan stuff? Because when they swarm you, they pressuring you. Those simple passes to get out of it that you would normally make and get somebody with a short wingspan. All they gotta do is just lean into you and just spread their arms. And then all of a sudden, it's a deflection. You passing it to their hand, they got the steal. Those little things add up over the course of the game, and those little things are the things that beat you. Hence the turnovers that the Wizards had, man. 14 in the first half. So it's just things like that, man, where you can tell they drafting a certain type of blueprint, certain type of prototype of a player, and they just gonna keep coming in droves, man. You know what I'm saying? And they're annoying. Like, and then and think about it, Brandon Ingram doesn't even play. You know what I'm saying? You know, we didn't see, Colin Murray, Beryl Boyles play. There's certain guys that we didn't even see play that we know gonna be there. So, look, they're gonna be annoying, man. If they just stay healthy. That's the thing with the Raptors. But if they play defense like this and just stay healthy, Jamal Shead is even better. We love him from Houston. You see what I'm saying? And then they drafted a guy that fits that mold, Elijah Martin from Florida, national champions, defending national champions, 6'4" guy that can defend, super athletic and all that. Like, that's their mold. So if they stay healthy and just defend like they do, they're gonna be very, very annoying. And they got a chance to be every year. So there's a couple young teams that just burst on the scene like we hear. They got a shot to be one of them young teams, especially in the East, where the Celtics kind of wanted, Indiana wanted. It's opportunities, and we're gonna see if they want them. And the Wizards have the talent to be one of them, but they got to play smarter and more poised, man. And that's why I'm happy to have CJ, Chris right there with him, the teacher.
Yeah, and that's the thing for Toronto, like you said, the injuries. We've seen it in the spurts because, again, in division and whatnot, we see it a couple times a year in the building. And the thing that sucks for them when they get hurt, it's always big pieces to what they do when they seem to lose folks. Unfortunately for them, because they are a deep team, they just don't. When they get hurt, they don't. It's not the depth that gets injured. It's the frontline guys, which we all know.
Right.
Every team got a few frontline guys. No matter where you rank them, you lose all of your frontline guys, or most of them. It's going to be a rough year. One of the things you touched on there, I was happy to see. I know it's only one game. The rebounding, to see that they held their own on the rebound. I know we asked a couple questions about it. The training camp already. You brought up, I know you talked about Keyshawn, which I thought was a great point with Middleton and some of the things he's picked up already. Between those two, you got 18 rebounds and 8 assists. Just those two in terms of you got a lot of size on the wing, man. Go hit the glass. It shouldn't all be on Alex and Tristan. You got more than enough guys. Cam Whitmore today, I thought he made the most of he was very impactful in his minutes. Got out there very quickly, made some noise. I don't think anybody is really too shocked by that at all. But yeah, man, like you said, it's one outing. I'm looking forward to see what it looks like tomorrow night because you get another. And I'm happy that the guards are going through this. Go through the season, man. Go ahead.
And Trey Johnson, he had 7. So he found other ways to impact the game, even though, he got off to a slow start. He didn't shoot the ball well as he normally would, but he got 7 rebounds. People don't know he's 6'5", but he got 6'10" wingspan. See what I'm saying? That helps when you try to get them boys over the trees, man. See what I'm saying? So it's a reason why across the league, guys are drafted a certain way, man. And if it's close in ability and all the other things, well, this guy the same size, it's close in numbers how they play. But he's 6'10" wingspan. He got a 6'5" wingspan. I'm gonna get the 6'10" wingspan. It's fairly. It's just that simple. And so it's not hard, man. But people to people, you play basketball, you understand what I'm talking about.
That wingspan alters life. It changes. It affects the game in so many ways, man. To the floor. Passing lanes aren't the same. Windows aren't the same. Space isn't the same. Contested totally different.
Yeah. You saw Trey, man. Yeah, young fella, it's the league, man. You could just see like shots that he normally would get off. He like they right there, dog. Like then he bring it back down. Like it's real, you know. And it's good that this is his first outside competition in the league, man. So I'm like, yeah, outside probably like OKC, a couple other teams, it ain't gonna get more ferocious as far as throwing bodies at you with good defenders like this. You know what I mean? So just stay with it, young fella. You know, that's all he can do. I like that the young fellas didn't kind of shy away from the shot. They kept trying to push because it could have got ugly throughout the game in certain moments.
Yeah, they definitely seemed to be a theme from that we saw last year. That group last year definitely continued to fight regardless of what was going on. And it was great to see that. That's back-to-back classes. You see that. That's kind of a thing that they're looking for here, at least that they've hit on early on. Again, got a fun one tomorrow night against the Knicks. And like you said, I think the biggest thing is there's a handful of teams that can give you that type that you can't simulate what the Raptors do to you. Can't simulate what OKC does to you. Get that hands-on experience earlier. Because I promise you, if you deal with that, get comfortable with that. Again, it's a handful of teams that can do that, man. It's not that many of them. All right, for you, got to put this up there for the very first time of the year. Play it again.
Are we going to just do the Wizards side or just overall in the game?
We could do overall in the Wizards side. It's preseason, why not?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So all right, so overall, obviously you gotta go with the I got with overall Scotty Barnes. He had 10 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 assists, and and he was 3-11, and he could have been player of the game off the defense he played. You see what I'm saying? Like that alone, but he working on the triple double, and he was working on that in the 21 minutes. So imagine his normal minutes, with the defense he playing. Yeah, I'm gonna roll with him, and then obviously for the Wizards, CJ McCollum, just the poise and execution that he has. He's in mid-season form, and that's just veterans understanding how to play and how to prepare.
You got no arguments for me on either count. It was calming and soothing to watch CJ and Chris go about their business when they were on the court for sure. X factor, obviously, again, one for the game and for the Wizards.
All right, well, for the game, the X factor, I thought Chucky Hepburn. I'm gonna give him some sort of love, man. He had 12 points. He hit some dagger three, some dagger shots, some shots that hurt. Like that one he caught in the corner, and when he checked to see if he was out of bounds, like, "We good, baby." And they flying at him, and he just hit that jump. Like, oh man, that's what
that was
he
a
do,
cold-blooded shot. That was a cold-blooded shot.
That's one of them. Lead me. No two ways. You lead me. You lead me. Like, that's one of those shots, man. And look, he only played 10 minutes, but he had 12 points, 4, 6, 3 or 4 from deep. What's this? But those shots hurt. Certain shots just hurt more than others, man. And that was it, man. But it wasn't just that how he controlled the game and was poised, man. And he didn't necessarily get the assist, but he initiated the offense and in the limited time that he did and made the necessary pass, how it should have been the pass, so other guys can get the assist and keep the flow going, man. So, man, yeah, you gotta give a shout out to him.
All right, X factor for the Wizards.
For the Wizards, man, I'm gonna have to go with Chris Middleton, man. Same thing. Just mid-season form, 11 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 24 minutes, man. Full from the field. The length of stuff even bothered him at first a little bit. That's how you know it was great. And he done seen everything. He got a ring. So, but he settled in and did what Chris Middleton do. And you can see the influence that he has on Keyshawn, man. Just for it. So, yeah, look, I'm excited, man. Once they narrow down the lineup, if they just don't beat themselves, man, they got a chance to improve a lot more than they did, the word last year. I ain't gonna say they're gonna be a top 18, but they should be at least trying to push for their playing spots for sure.
I think that is more than reasonable considering the vets. And again, wishing them good health as every other team going into it. All right, we'll check in with you guys tomorrow night. Again, they open their preseason Wizards with the back-to-back. So they got the Raptors. This evening they have the Raptors. Tomorrow night it's the Knicks. So we see you guys a couple more times for this preseason. And then opening night, the end of the month. I appreciate you guys as always.